out of Macon, Georgia. See her numbers this season, and EJ, she leads the team in almost every category in the circle so far this season for Samford.
Yeah, Jordan Partain doing a great job from the great state of Georgia, 5-4, 43 2/3 innings pitched, 3.85 ERA, 30 strikeouts against 23 walks. Tall order for her today, but if anybody's going to beat the Tide from Samford, it's going to be Partain.
And the defense behind Jordan Partain today, as you see, the outfield will feature Scolaci, Catherine Hubbard. Infield from third to first, Bruce Hargis, Nelson, Olivia Shaw's at first base. Katie Campbell is behind the plate catching. 1 through 9, you see the lineup for Alabama. This is a team that has 29 doubles and it has already cracked 23 home runs as well. Vandergrift, who we touched on up top, leads Alabama in 5 different offensive categories. Patrick Murphy, now in his 27th season as the head coach at Alabama, has been to the World Series 15 times. First pitch underway in Birmingham, ball 1 on Vandergrift. So today, a storyline is going to be the wind. You saw the picture of the flag a moment ago. The wind today, it's going to average around 23 degrees pretty consistently with gusts up to 45.
Well, you should always run out any pop fly, but today, extra special because that ball's going to be dancing all over the sky.
2 balls and a strike on Vandegrift, the talented freshman from Georgia, leads Alabama in runs scored, triples, walks, and stolen bases.
Yeah, she's trying to set the table right here, and she's ahead in the count 3-1. Look for her to do a fake bunt take here and try to get on base.
That pitch drills her in the back, and she's awarded first base.
Well, one thing about Partain, the chink in her armor is command. When she throws strikes, she's awful tough to beat, but when she does not have great command, that's when she has problems. Vandegrift 25 for 27 stealing bags this year, Graham.
Yeah, certainly a weapon on base for Alabama. New batter, this is Larissa Pruitt. Runner on the move, and Vandegrift has another stolen base, number 26 this season.
Yeah, Katie Campbell behind the plate today. Logan Champion, the better of the 2 catchers and throwers between the 2. Campbell more of a hitter. Vandegrift steals that one easily.
It's upstairs, ball and a strike on Pruitt. Junior from Alabama, second team SEC selection 2 years ago. Trying to get back on track. She is 0 for her last 9 at the plate for the Tide.
Going to be trying to move Vandegrift over to third. A little surprised she wasn't bunting, especially since she's in the middle of that slump. Coach Murphy letting her swing away.
Got a piece of that one. Count stays the same, 1-2. So when you're playing in a game where the conditions are like this today, weather-wise, just wind everywhere, what do you think will be important for both teams?
Well, you certainly have got to keep your eye on the ball. I know that's an old cliche, but you have to. The ball's going to be dancing all over the sky. It's not going to matter really much on ground balls, Graham, but balls in the air are going to be an adventure today, and you got to back up your teammates and make the play with 2 hands.
1-2, softly hit right side. Nelson has it, scoops it over in time for 1 out. Vandegrift advances to third.
Yeah, really good softball right here by Larissa Pruitt. This is going to go as an 0 in the book, but this is good softball. She hits the ground ball, as you will see, to second baseman for the Bulldogs, Ella Nelson, but she moves Vandegrift to third.
So 1 out, runner on third base for the junior out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. This is Alexis Papillo. Northern Iowa transfer, where she was a 2-time first-team Missouri Valley Conference selection. Leads Alabama in RBIs this season.
She's in a cripple count right here. She's going to be looking for something up that she can drive, either in the gap, out of the ballpark, or a sac fly.
Base hit up the middle. Alabama on the board first. The ball gets all the way to the wall. Alexis Papillo wants a triple. She's got a stand-up RBI triple. 1-0 lead, Alabama.
Yeah, really good job swinging the bat by Papillo here, hitting it back up the middle. Michaela Cothran would like to have this one back. She's a very good player, a very fast player, but she took a poor angle here, and she tilted a single into a triple. You'll see that. Got a bad jump. It squirts past her. The dive creates some separation, and Alabama's got something going here in the first.
First pitch nearly clips the junior Abby Dukeshire. This is game number 100 for her in Tuscaloosa. As a team high 6 doubles.
And again, the problem this inning is not the base hit up the middle, Graham, it's the walk. You cannot walk a leadoff hitter that is hitting .482 and has 25 bags and 27 attempts, now 26 bags and 28 attempts, and then a single and a poor fielding play. So a couple of self-inflicted errors here by the Dogs.
Called a strike, 1-2 on Dukeshire. So Alabama this season, 15-6 overall. They are coming off a home tournament in which they went undefeated in Tuscaloosa. They won 5 games over the weekend. After this game, they will return back to Tuscaloosa for another tournament, for one more tournament. Last 2 seasons, they made it all the way to Oklahoma City to the World Series. 2-2, out of play.
If you're Partain right here, you want to reach back for your best pitch here. Try to retire Dusher here and get in the dugout with only 1 run scoring, but you've got a lot of more work to do. It's only 1 down.
The 3-2 from Partain, brought in at third by Greer Bruce. What a catch.
This is a super job right here by Greer Bruce. She's in even with the bag here. This ball's hit with some authority, and Greer Bruce stabs it out of the air. Saw a little bit of a snow cone coming out of there. I think it was Strawberry, Graham, but a nice play by the third sacker for the Dogs.
2 outs and a runner on third base for the senior, Callie Hevelin from Three Rivers, Michigan.
After the way this inning is gone, if Partain could get in the dugout with only 1 run scoring, she might do a backflip, and this might just handle that.
There's the win out of the reach of Hubbard, and Alabama gets 1 more across. Throw to third base. It is in time for the third and final outs as Hevelin tried to stretch it to third. But Alabama with a 2 spot in the top of the first. Samford tries to respond when we come back to Birmingham. Bottom of the first, Alabama leads Samford 2-0 as we get ready to show you the starting pitcher for the Crimson Tide today for this midweek clash. SEC versus SoCon, and in the circle for Alabama, it's the junior out of Fairhope, Alabama, Ailey Johnson, making her 3rd start of the season. She will face Michaela Cothran, who takes strike 1. Well, we were wondering how much the wind, if any, could have an impact on today's game, and we already saw that fly ball to right field kind of make moves and dances all over the place as Cothran puts it in play. Long throw to first, it's not in time, and Samford has the leadoff batter aboard.
Yeah, we see the wind blowing the leaves around on the infield and debris. It is a windy day. Joy Hubbard did let that ball get away from her, and that's a big run. But Michaela Cothran gets on base to lead off the inning. Dogs looking to get one back.
Hubbard tries to put it in play, fouls it back. That is ruled a single, by the way, for Cothran. And going back to close the top half of this inning for Hevelin, she gets credit for an RBI, even though there was an error on the right fielder, Hubbard.
Wait a minute, say that again.
So error, it's E9.
Right.
And she gets credit for an RBI.
With 2 outs?
That's what the official score goes down as.
Okay, during the break, I might have to walk next door and explain to people that if that ball would have been caught, that's out 3 and a run doesn't score. But we'll continue to play ball here.
2-1. There's a base hit over Hubbard's head at third, and Samford has the first 2 aboard on back-to-back singles.
Good start here for Samford University. Michaela Cothran a single, Joy Hubbard a single, and that's going to bring up one of the best bunters in the Samford lineup. We'll see what happens.
It's Sarah Scolacci, a senior out of Woodstock, Georgia. This is game number 180 in her Samford career. There you go. There's the bunt attempt. Taps it foul.
Yeah, you're going to see another one coming from Scolacci from the great state of Georgia. Her first 3 years here, she played second base just about every single game the Dogs played. This year, changing coach, changing personnel, playing a lot of outfield, but still in the lineup.
Yeah, another talented freshman for Samford, Ella Nelson. Essentially the everyday starter at second base now. And Sarah Scolacci went to Samford head coach Megan Curry and said, hey, I want to win. I will do whatever it takes to win. Find a spot for me anywhere on the field and I'll play it. So she's been playing left field and right field this season.
That's music to a coach's ears.
Ground ball right side, picked up by Dukeshire, and she is just able to apply the tag, and they're actually going to say everybody is safe here for Samford.
And the home plate umpire has overruled on the call, even though no one appealed to him. So here's the play. Don't know if she got her or not. First base umpire said that she missed her, and the home plate umpire, unsolicited, out of nowhere, says, no, I'm overruling you. She's out.
And both runners have to go back as well. So 1 out, runners on second and first base.
Okay, so something else is going on. It's either a step out of the box thing or something to make them go back. So perhaps it was a step out of the box thing. I'll check on that during the break.
This is the cleanup hitter. This is the catcher, Katie Campbell.
And if that's the case, that's a huge call in this game.
Campbell skies it, foul territory, out of play.
Katie Campbell, Graham, is the kind of player you don't go get popcorn while she's hitting. At any time, she can change the score. She's that powerful.
Lead Samford in home runs this season. There's a base hit to left field. Vandergrift comes up throwing home, and it's offline, and Samford is on the board first.
Really nice job of hitting here by Katie Campbell. She was in the hole, got something where she could extend her arms and hit a ball hard to left field. Megan Curry at third base coaching box, very aggressive, scoring 1 runner, bringing Hubbard to third. Ball squirts away from catcher Giles, and Samford's got something going here in the bottom of the first.
Third hit of the inning. Again, the only outs that play by Scolacci a moment ago as Olivia Shaw steps in.
And that's a big play, Graham, because both runs would have scored had Scolacci not been called out of the box while hitting. So we'll see how this unfolds.
Campbell, by the way, she gets credit for a single. 1-0 count on the sophomore Olivia Shaw. Preseason first team selection in the SoCon.
Now, as we all know, you can do 1 re-entry, One sub and re-entry. Megan Curry does not want to use that with Campbell at second base this early in the game. Let's see if that pays off. Olivia Shaw, our pick to click today in the pregame. Got a chance right here after a great tournament in the Florida Gator tournament to put the Dogs on top.
Yeah, Samford coming off a very successful weekend in Gainesville. They went 4-1 in the tournament, only lost to the Florida Gators. 13-6 entering this matchup today. Samford picked preseason 4th in the SoCon.
Got to hit the ball the other way if you're Shaw. Trying to go that way, trying to choke up, get on the plate, hit a 28 hopper to second base, score the speedy Hubbard from third to tie the ball game. See, Graham, it's a different mindset. The first couple of strikes, Shaw thinking about really turning it loose, but now choking up, playing pepper with the second baseman, trying to get a run home.
Rolls that foul. Really nice battle here.
And these situations are key because you got wind all over the place. You don't know how many base runners you're going to get on base against a wonderful Alabama team. So key point in the game here.
The 3-2 to Shaw. Line foul.
And here's one of the hardest things to do, Graham. You're 3-2. You just lined a ball foul down into the left field bullpen. One of the hardest things in hitting to do is reset yourself, get back in there, and think about, I'm going to hit the ball to the second baseman now.
In the air to right field, Pruitt on the move, makes the catch shy of the warning track. Both runners will tag, and Samford ties it at 2 in the bottom of the first.
Big time hitting here by Shaw. Thinking about going the other way. Does go the other way, and a very nice play by Larissa Pruitt in right field by using, as we spoke of earlier, 2 hands in this win, but it's 2-2.
Go ahead and run on third base for the senior Greer Bruce.
That magnifies the call on Squillace even more. It would be 3-2 Samford.
Bruce line to center field, tracked down by Lauren Johnson for the final out. Samford 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 runner left on base, tied at 2 after 1 in Birmingham. Tied at 2 as we get ready to begin the top of the second between Samford and Alabama. A lot of hits, a lot of fireworks so far early in this one. 7, 8, 9 batters for the Crimson Tide. Or they're actually 6, 7, 8 hitters. This is the freshman Hubbard out of Huntsville, Alabama.
Graham, they did take that RBI away on the ball that Hubbard misplayed. That would have been out 3, so that was not an RBI on that play. And I did get verification. Home plate umpire said that Squillace stepped out of the box on that play. That's a big call. I've always maintained it's very hard to see if a ball is a ball or a strike, or if a hitter check swings or not, while looking at the hitter's feet.
A 4-pitch walk to Hubbard to begin the top of the second.
Yeah, this is exactly what you didn't want if you're Partain. You give up a couple of runs, even though one of them wasn't your fault in the top. Your team gets you 2 runs, and then right out of the gate, you have a leadoff walk again.
Runner on the move. Throw down by the catcher. Campbell not in time. Second stolen base for Alabama.
Yeah, and that's going to be a situation where when you have Campbell catching, she does catch and throw okay, but she's in there to hit. So Alabama, when they get these speedsters on, they're going to take off.
That's been a point of emphasis this season for Alabama. Already more stolen bases this year than what they had a season ago. 62 stolen bases already this season. Last year, they only had 41.
Yeah, well, you just 2 straight innings walking the leadoff hitter. Partain is a good pitcher, but she won't be able to sustain that.
One, two, put in play to third. Bruce slings it over in time to record an out. One away as Hubbard maintains on second base.
Really nice job by Greer Bruce at third. Great footwork by her. Feels the ball with 2 hands. Then she looks back the runner with a couple of shuffles. Then a strong throw to first to keep the runner right there.
Saylin Hawkins takes strike one, the sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Best
Played last
fastball
season at
Partaine's
Mississippi
thrown today.
State.
Sorry about that, Graham. I love softball. You can run over the ball, you can cut it, you can throw dirt all over it, and they'll use it all day. Baseball, one little thing, they throw the ball out. I love softball.
Borderline pitch just misses.
And the home plate umpire indicated to Partain that ball was low. I tell you now, pretty good pitch.
Too far outside to make it 2-2. The average baseball, that report came out, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. The average baseball lasts 7 pitches.
Yeah, and it costs like $8.99 a piece, so it's just unbelievable how quickly they get thrown out.
Popped up, out of play.
I mean, when a guy throws a breaking ball in the dirt and the catcher blocks it, you don't have to throw that ball out. I mean, that ball's completely usable. So, I don't know. That's the way it is nowadays, but it costs a lot of money. Wind blowing straight in right field. Oh, Glory pointing straight back toward the infield.
Bouncing ball up the middle. Nelson a diving stop. Throw to first. It is not in time. Runners at third and first for Alabama.
Great job right here of hitting. A lot of hustle here by Saylin Hawkins. Great effort at second base by Ella Nelson. Hawkins beats the play, and she's probably going to steal second base. And don't forget, this is a game of inches. Remember the strike 3 that was called a ball low? Could come back to bite the Dogs.
This is the number 9 batter, Johnson. Sophomore out of Franklin, Tennessee.
Well, and you got a veteran coach in the third base box, Pat Murphy, and he knows that with Campbell catching here and Hawkins being able to run like a deer, Samford's just not going to throw this ball down. They're going to do a fake of some sort, maybe hold on to it, but Hawkins is going to cruise into second base.
What are you anticipating here? Pitch 1 was a bunt shown. That one a foul ball.
Yeah, I don't think she'll bunt. I think Partain will try to nibble away. Crucial batter here for Partain. 9-hole hitter. Got to try like crazy to retire her. Maybe walk Vandegrift and try to get to Dukeshire. Great crowd here today. Both teams have great followings here at the ballpark.
Really is. Despite all the wind in the area, the gust up to 45 miles an hour today. This is meeting number 30 all-time between Samford and Alabama.
Now, what you cannot do if you're Partain, you cannot walk Lauren Johnson to have the bases loaded for Vandegrift. Got to make it happen on this pitch right here. There is a left-hander and a right-hander up in the Samford bullpen. Number 19, Olivia Trout, is getting loose down there, along with Sarah Bond.
Line drive, base hit in the gap to right center field, and it gets all the way to the wall. Hubbard is in. Hawkins gets waved. She scores. An RBI triple for Lauren Johnson, and Alabama takes a 4-2 lead.
They tried to go off speed to Johnson. She made them pay. Ball hit well in the right center field gap, out of the reach of everybody, and with her foot speed, that's going to take her all the way to third base. And just like that, Alabama erases what was a tie game. And even though the scoreboard now, it says 4-2, so Alabama with one out here in the top of the second, up 4-2 with a runner on third. Here you see the replayer hitting the ball the other way. Really nice job of hitting.
It's the first triple in the career of Lauren Johnson. Samford pitching coach Sarah Cespedes comes out, her first season on staff, visiting with the upperclassman Jordan Partain.
Well, the bottom line is, you know, Samford's down 2, and those were 2 leadoff walks that scored the difference in the ball game. So, got to throw strikes, can't walk people, certainly can't walk leadoff people. A lot of softball left, but Alabama's swinging it well here today.
4 runs on 3 hits so far for Alabama. As a team coming into this matchup today, they're hitting .364.
Infield in, boy, I tell you, this will be a tough one.
Top of the order, runner on third base for the freshman, Audrey Vandegrift. Nice pitch there to make it 1-1.
First inside pitch that's been called today. Most have been called balls. Some have looked good.
There's a little flare brought in by the shortstop Hargis for out number 2.
Big, big, big out there by Jordan Partain. She fooled Audrey Vandegrift with a ball away from her, something off speed. Coach Curry had her shortstop right in the right spot. I'm talking about Hargis for out 2.
Larissa Pruitt takes ball 1 inside. Pruitt 0 for 1 with a ground out.
Pretty good job right there by Partain. Probably be a good idea for her to stay out there as she tries to get in the dugout.
Softly hit to short. Hargis scoops and throws. It's close, and the ball pops out of the mitt of the first baseman, Olivia Shaw. A run scores for Alabama.
Yeah, Olivia Shaw is a really good player, but you see a situation here where Samford continues to give Alabama runs. That is a gift. The fly ball earlier to right field was a gift. These runs would not be scoring. The score would be much tighter, and Shaw's a really good player, and she'll learn from that, but you just cannot do that when you're playing a quality opponent.
It's rolled an RBI single for Pruitt.
I don't understand that. If the ball's caught, she's out, and you're in the dugout, so.
She's on the move. Throw down by the catcher, Campbell. Backed up by the freshman, Nelson. Third stolen base today for Alabama.
Alabama's going to continue to run until Samford stops them. That's their MO. And so far, they've done well with that.
Alexis Papillo, base hit last inning. At that point, made it a 1-0 lead for Alabama. Got the corner, 3-2.
One of the best pitches that Partain has thrown today. Look for her to try to stay out there.
Payoff pitch, punched out of play. Start time in this game today, originally 6 o'clock. Due to weather in the area, pushed up to 3:30. Softly hits a Hargis at short, scoops and fires, and it's in time for the final out. Alabama 3 runs on 3 hits. The Tide leave a runner on base. 5-2 Alabama. Bottom of the second. Lead Samford 5-2. Bottom third of the order coming up here for Samford. Samford got off to a hot start last inning. The first 2 reached base safely. Back-to-back singles. This is Lindsey Hargis leading off, the senior from Louisiana. A Memphis transfer, played 42 games as a Memphis Tiger.
Leah Johnson tried to drop the changeup in. It was low. Good job by Hargis laying off.
This ball crushed, but foul.
Hargis wears number 77.
Base hit for Hargis and Samford.
I'll tell you what, the Samford offense is just wearing out that 6-hole between the shortstop and the third baseman. Has 4 hits already for the Dogs.
All 4 singles towards that spot of the infield, as you touched on, in between third and short. Smith shows bunt, catch is made, throw to first for 1, relay throw not in time, and it gets all the way to the wall in left center field. A run will score for Samford.
I'll be honest with you, Graham, I thought she caught the ball. I thought the first baseman caught the ball in the air. And the only way all of this has occurred is if the ball was not caught. And I don't know, I've never liked these conferences, Graham. But I'll tell you, let's see the replay. That's a catch. Okay, I don't know what. But here's the thing. She threw to first because she was trying to double up the run. So now we've called a catch and a double play. So now you have all kind of crazy things going on because the reason the runner kept running is because nobody was called out. So I'll be honest with you, Graham. You know, I know I throw compliments to umpires around like manhole covers. This is a high-level game, Southeastern Conference, and that's what Megan Curry is saying. You know, this is a high-level game, a lot of high-level players. It has not been umpired in a high-level way so far.
I think she's frustrated just because what was called on the field was overturned. Neither head coach was pleased initially off the bat on that one. So it does go down as a double play. And this will be the number 9 batter in the lineup for Samford. This is the freshman, Ella Nelson. She drives it in the gap in left center field, and it is dropped by Lauren Johnson. Nelson slides in safely at second base.
Yeah, windy day. We talked about it in the pregame. Wind swirling, leaves all over the place. That's why this game was moved up from 5 p.m. to 3:30, because there's worse weather coming later in the evening. And it played havoc out in the outfield right here. Fly ball, Lauren Johnson, Audrey Vandegrift. I got it, you take it. It hits the ground, and it looks like Coach Murphy's going to the bullpen, Graham.
He is indeed making a change in the circle for Alabama, with 2 outs and a runner on second for Samford. So with the pitching change, we'll step aside as well. Tell you all about the new pitcher for the Tide when we return through the first 2 innings. Pitching change here for the Tide. The new pitcher, it's the sophomore Jocelyn Brisky out of Phoenix, Arizona. See her numbers this season. A lot of action in the circle for the Tide. She's pitching in relief today.
Yeah, 4-4 on the young season. And she's got a 2.72 ERA, 4 wins, 4 losses, 13 appearances, 7 starts, 1 complete game, 46 in the 3rd innings pitch. She's going to be trying to get the Tide in the dugout, and she's going to be facing a tough customer to do it.
Top of the order for Samford. Big swing and a miss by Michaela Cothran. So the line for the moment for Ailey Johnson, an inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no strikeouts, no walks.
Cothran in the hole 0-2 now. Look for her to shorten her swing and try to chop a ball in the 6 hole and beat it out to first.
Cothran does have a single and a run scored today. Not a ton of seniors on the roster for Samford. Cothran is one of them. Megan Curry said she's always talking, one of the most vocal leaders with this group this season.
Big at bat here for Samford. If Cothran can figure out a way to single somewhere into the grass, would cut the lead to 5-3.
Put in play to short. Hawkins fires in time for the final outs. Samford picks up 1 run. There was 1 error and a runner left on base. After 2, Alabama 5, Samford 5-2. Alabama leads Samford as we begin the top of the 3rd inning. 4, 5, 6 batters on the way for the Crimson Tide. This is Abby Dukesher, lined out to 3rd base last time she was up.
Big inning here for Partain. 5-2. She's given up 2 and 3 in the first 2 innings of work. Not all those runs her fault. Some errors behind her hurt her.
This ball tattooed to left field, and it leaves the ballpark. A solo shot for Abby Dukesher to begin the top of the 3rd. 6-2 Alabama.
Off-speed hit pitch here by Partain. Did not fool Dukesher. She stayed on it, hit over the left field wall, and here comes the head coach for the Samford Bulldogs, Megan Curry, as you see the home run by Dukesher. And I think Curry's bringing the hook with her. And I think that's going to be all, Graham, for Jordan Partain.
2nd home run of the season for Dukesher. It's the 8th of her career. Alabama 6 runs on 5 hits so far in this one. And again, despite all the wind, that ball was going to leave the ballpark no matter what.
Yeah, she hit it. Boy, she hit it well. Off-speed pitch. She's so big and strong. Got the barrel out, got the head out, and hit it out.
We'll step aside, tell you about the new pitcher for Samford. When we return, it's a 4-run. New pitcher for Samford is a true freshman from Huntsville, Alabama. It's Olivia Treese. mostly done her damage as a starter this season. This is only the second time that she has pitched in relief.
Yeah, from Skyline High School, 0.91 ERA, a 2-0 record, 4 appearances and 15 1/3 innings pitched. She's going to be called on to face this tough Alabama lineup with the wind blowing out a gale to right field.
Final line for Jordan Partain, 2 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, 5 of those earned, 1 walk. Jumps in for strike 2.
Samford can ill afford to give up many more runs to the Tide. Alabama, a strong program, a strong softball team. Samford battle tested, but you can't afford to let it get too far away from you because the comeback would be much more difficult.
Last time Heveland was up, it was that crazy play to right field. And she was eventually thrown out at third base. Drives this to left field, and Alabama goes back-to-back to begin the top of the third. It's a 5-run lead for the Crimson Tide.
Nice job of hitting here by Callie Heveland. Got the count to 2-2, got the pitch she wanted on the inner third, dropped the hammer on it over the left field wall. And just like that, it's 7-2 Alabama.
It's the first home run that Treese has given up this season. In the team-leading 7th for Heveland. Career home run number 22 for her.
Young lady went and got that home run ball, and she's running back with it. Thank you for that. It's always great to see these young girls at the ballpark, Graham. They come with their families, their moms, their dads, and I can remember when I was a kid, softball was just, slow pitch at the church. And now it's one of the most magnificent fast pitch games in the world, and very exciting to see not only the young ladies playing on the field, but also the young girls that come with their families to watch the game and learn.
No doubt about it. And just think about all the great softball in this state alone. A lot of great programs at different levels.
This is how you learn. You learn by getting out. There's 2 young ladies right now. They've gotten both the home run balls. They're playing catch behind the outfield wall. That's how you learn. You don't learn at home on an iPad in the corner. You learn by playing and watching, getting out with your family, skinning your knee, getting a hot dog. That's the name of the game.
2-2 count on Hubbard. There's a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored today. And now a base hit. This will be a single to right field.
Having a good day right now offensively. The Alabama Crimson Tide. Hubbard, line drive to right. Still no outs here in the visitors' half of the third.
Here's Marley Giles. 0 for 1 with a ground out.
Marley's a captain. You can see that C on her jersey. From 45 minutes south of here in Clanton, Alabama. Probably got a large contingent of family in the bleachers today.
Some teams select team captains, some don't. Did you have a preference when you were playing?
I like the players to pick them. If the coaches pick them, sometimes it's the guy that, the coach likes. And as a guy who most of my coaches didn't like, I would have preferred for when captains are picked, being done by your teammates. I never actually played on a team that picked a captain in baseball, but I would prefer if it's done, I like the team to do it.
That's a 4-pitch walk. So Giles reaches for the first time today. That's the second walk by a Samford pitcher.
Look for Hawkins to lay down a bunt. The Lead is only 5. I say only because the wind is swirling. I mean, you get a couple of balls up in the air. If you're Samford, it can get a lot closer, but Hawkins can fly. Look for her to try to lay down a bunt right here.
She singled last inning. Take strike 1. Alabama has scored at least 2 runs or more in every inning.
Hawkins, as Graham told you, SEC experience at Mississippi State before coming to Alabama. One of 2 players on this club from Phoenix, Arizona, and another one from Phoenix City, Alabama. So you got to keep your eyes open on that.
Put in play, picked up at first, though to first by Schultz in time to record the outs.
Well, if I'm going to get on to her when she messes up, I got to brag on her when she does good. This is a wonderful play by Olivia Shaw. This is a hard play to make. Hawkins running like a deer. You got all that congestion in front of home plate. Shaw grabs it, spins, throws to Nelson for an out.
First out of the inning, here's Lauren Johnson, the number 9 batter, who takes strike 1.
And what you want to do here now is, if you're Olivia Treese, you want to try to get Johnson out, preferably on a strikeout. That way you can walk Vandegrift. So now you're 0-2. So now you want to nibble. Away, nibble. Try to get the strikeout, walk Vandegrift, and then take your chances with Pruitt.
Last time Johnson was up, smacked her first career triple.
Big time situation for Samford. 7-2 is one thing. 9-2, you start seeing it slip away on you a little bit.
Here comes the 2-2.
Now, there is one strategy here that I used to use, Graham, and most of the time it doesn't work. But if you'll go fastball in right here, not caring whether or not you hit the hitter in the elbow, sometime you can get a freeze-it fastball for strike 3 because you got first base open.
Down and inside, it's a full count.
And I think now, I think you just got to go right at her, because with Vandegrift on deck, I mean, you're out of the frying pan into the fire if you walk her.
The 3-2. Misses for ball 4. Lauren Johnson was behind 0-2 and is able to battle back and earn a walk. Bases loaded for Alabama.
Yeah, so this is exactly the situation we spoke of that you didn't want, with Vandegrift coming up to hit. That's going to bring out Megan Curry. She's coming to home plate. She might be bringing the hook with her. There is activity in the Samford bullpen. I'm going to use Graham's binoculars here. I don't need it, because we got Sarah Bond coming out of the dugout.
So another pitching change here for Sanford. We'll step aside as well. Alabama has the bases loaded and a 5-run lead in Birmingham. Pitcher in the circle for Sanford, the junior out of Wiggins, Mississippi. This has been a role this season. The majority of her appearances have been in relief, and she walks into a tough spot. Bases loaded and only 1 out.
Yeah, 2.9 ERA with a 4-1 record in 9 appearances. And she is in, as Graham said, a really tough spot here, facing a terrific hitter.
Bouncing ball, Nelson fires home. What a snag by the catcher, Campbell, to reel it in for the second out.
Check on this replay here. Now keep in mind, Katie Campbell is usually a first baseman, and she plays like one here. Watch her stretch on the throw, dig it up like a first sacker. Nice play by the backstop for the Dogs.
So 2 outs, bases are loaded for the new batter. This is Larissa Pruitt. Takes ball 1.
Good job by Bind coming in the game and getting the ground ball to Nelson. Nelson made a nice play, and Campbell made a better play.
What's important when the bases are loaded in a spot like this?
Got to understand you got to force at any base. Take your time, especially with 2 outs. Step on any base or step on the plate, and you're in the dugout.
That's yanked foul for strike 2.
Again, a lot of times if somebody swings and pulls a ball that far foul for strike 2, a lot of times people want to nibble away, maybe with an off-speed pitch to try to get them to fish for strike 3.
Fly ball left field. Squillaci underneath it makes the catch for the final outs. Alabama leaves the bases loaded, but the Tide drive in 2 more runs. 7-2 lead, Alabama. Bottom of the 3rd coming up next. For Alabama as we begin the bottom of the 3rd. Samford so far 2 runs on 4 hits. They've had some opportunities as well. They've left a couple runners on base. Here's Joy Hubbard leading off. True freshman from Albany, Georgia. See her numbers this season. She's been outstanding, especially when she reaches base. Leads Samford with 9 stolen bases.
Really good player. As you said, from Albany, Georgia. Base hit earlier in the game.
A single in the 1st.
And Graham, if you're Samford in a 7-inning game like this, you want to chip away a little bit. Need a couple here, a couple there. Can't just let it sit on 7-2 forever. Probably not the worst idea in the world for Hubbard to take a pitch here. 3-1, down 5.
Hit sharply to short. Hawkins has it. 1 away.
Yeah, Hawkins a solid defender there. Routine ground ball for her. Gets her bare hand on top. Makes a nice throw for out 1.
Here's Sarah Squillaci.
Sarah's been a good player here from the great state of Georgia. Helped the Bulldogs win a lot of games.
She was 2nd team all-conference selection last year. Starting to get hot at the right time before conference play. She had 4 hits over the weekend in the tournament in Gainesville. Behind in the count, 1-2.
Yeah, the velocity of Brisky is a problem for the Samford hitters, Graham. High velocity pitcher here for the Tide.
Swing and a miss. That is the first strikeout of the game for either team.
Yeah, really nice job of pitching there by Brisky. Stayed away from Squillaci. Squillaci trying to put it in play and use her wheels, but a little too much Brisky on that play.
Katie Campbell drives the first pitch to left field where it's brought in by Vandergrift. She stumbled a little bit but was able to grab it and hold on to it. It's a 7-2 lead, Alabama, after 3. Top of the 4th, Alabama leads Samford 7-2. Crimson Tide have scored at least 2 runs or more every inning so far. 7 total hits. 3, 4, and 5 batters. Alexis Papillo, 1 for 2 today. Swats this inning in the air to left field where it's tracked down by Squillaci.
Yeah, nice play by Squillaci. This ball was kind of fading away from her into foul ground. And here at Samford, you don't really have a warning track in foul ground. You have turf. So she was heading that way, made a nice catch for out 1.
You don't see a lot of players make that transition from second base to the outfield a lot at any level, but she's been able to handle it.
Yeah, it really helps her as she's got great foot speed and she's so athletic. And again, she's been on the infield for 3 years here. I mean, to go out into the garden out there, she made that look easy.
Abby Dukeshire at the plate. This could be an adventure. Popped up on the infield, third base side, and it is brought in by Greer Bruce.
Greer Bruce made that really easy. I thought Hargis would call her off, Hargis with the better angle, but Bruce kind of got lucky. The flag's limp out there in right field, and she was able to bring it in for out 2.
Here's Callie Hevelin. Hit a home run last time she was up.
Yeah, if you're Samford here, 2 outs, nobody on, you got to figure out a way to get in the dugout right now. Put a 0 on the board for the first time today. You know, Graham, we kind of run into this more in softball than baseball. It's almost like sometimes softball umpires, they want the entire ball to go over home plate. That's not the way it works. Those last 2 pitches pretty close there.
Low for ball 4. First walk allowed by Sarah Bond.
Yeah, Sarah's done a good job today, but she just can't do that. Out 1, out 2, and then a 4-pitch walk, even though 2 of them were close. Look for the Crimson Tide to steal. They've been doing it all day.
Yeah, that is something to watch. 3 stolen bases for Alabama. Strike delivered to the new hitter. This is Hubbard.
There's a bunch of young girls behind home plate. They were over there on the Samford side, having a snack.
Bond out in front, 0-2.
There they are right there.
Runner on the move, though by Campbell, it is not in time.
Yeah, not a stolen base there. That's a wild pitch, blocked up by Campbell. She did all she could, but obvious that Alabama does a great job of teaching those dirt balls. Hevelin in scoring position with 2 down.
Two and 2 on Hubbard, who has reached twice today. Ground ball to short. Hargis plants and fires, and a nice dig by Olivia Shaw for the final out. So for the first time today, Alabama does not scratch a run across, but the Tide lead it 7-2. Bottom of the 4th, 2 up next. 2. Always fun, though, when these two teams get together. Alabama making the short trip over to Birmingham. Megan Curry did not play against Alabama at home during her decorated playing career when she was the SoCon Player of the Year. Her final season on campus at Samford, now in her first season as the head coach. Olivia Shaw leads off for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs trying to get something going here, bottom four, down 7-2. After the first 0 they've thrown on the board against Alabama in the top of the inning.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
You're Samford, you just want to chip away here. Try to chip away a run here, 2 there. You're Alabama, you want to keep your foot on the gas.
Megan Curry said Shaw really started to click at the plate offensively after the UAB weekend. 2-2, that is pulled foul. She said she really kind of stopped looking at the scouting reports and just settled in at the plate, started to trust her approach, and it has really made a difference. She's got an 8-game hitting streak coming in today's matchup.
Nice job earlier in her first at bat, driving in a run on a sac fly to right field.
Line drive, base hit. It's a 9-game hitting streak now for Olivia Shaw. She wants a double. She's got a stand-up double to begin the bottom of the 4th.
Nice job here by Shaw. You see her at second base. She's happy with that double, and I don't blame her. Stayed back on an off-speed pitch on a 2-2 count. Kept her hands back, but hits the ball sharply over the shortstop's head. It rolls all the way to the wall, and she Cadillacs into second base with a stand-up dub.
The 10th double of her career. Rear Bruce now batting. Bruce 0 for 1 today.
Behind on that fastball. Look for that again from Brisky. That one fooled Bruce.
Ground ball to third, picked up by Hubbard. Floats it across in time to retire Bruce for the first out.
Yeah, same pitch here from Brisky. Wanted to get in on Bruce, and she was successful. Got in on the handle. Resulted in a harmless ground ball to Hubbard for out 1.
Runner on second base for the senior Lindsey Hargis.
And if you're Samford here, you just can ill afford to leave a leadoff double at second base. Got to figure out a way to get her home if you're the Dogs.
Two balls and a strike on Hargis. Singled back in the second inning. One of 5 hits for the Bulldogs today.
Hargis in control, 3-1. Going to look for one pitch, one spot. Probably look for something to pull like she did earlier.
Chopper towards second. Hevelin over to first in time for the second out. Runner advances to third, and Shaw
Yeah, Samford kind of pays the price there. Bruce not able to move the runner up. Shaw would have scored on that chopper had she been on third already, but had to wait a second, another batter, and now it's 2 down.
The batter, it's Addison Smith. Has a 2-0 count.
Smith from Knoxville, Tennessee, a sophomore.
She was the one at the plate back in the second, that weird play that was not called a double play on the field, but eventually overturned and called a double play that wiped off a run for Samford. Bouncing ball to Hevelin for the final out of the inning. So Samford gets a leadoff double, but leaves Olivia Shaw stranded. It's a 7-2 lead for Alabama after 2 runs or more in the first 3 innings. The fourth was the last time they did not score a run or pick up a base hit. 7, 8, 9 batters for the Tide. This is Marley Giles leading off. 0 for 1 with a walk.
There's something going on in the Alabama bullpen. I don't know if a ball squirted out of there or.
Yeah, it looked like a ball came out. I got it situated. This ball bashed in the air, right center field. It's playable for Cawthron. Hauls it in for the first out.
Yeah, a can of corn for Cawthron. Flag was not blowing at all during that last pop-up, and she was able to haul it in with 2 hands for out 1.
Number 37, Hawkins.
Hawkins steps in where the base is empty and 1 out. 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Nice pitch there by Bond.
Yeah, one of the best pitches she's thrown today for sure.
Bouncing ball to short. Hargis. It's a long throw, and it's in time. Strong throw, and Olivia Shaw, great job at first base to bring it in for the second out.
I didn't think she'd have a prayer when she laid back on it. Let's see if the play was correct. It was a close one, that's for sure. Coach Murphy coming across the infield. Walks a little slower than he did 27 years ago when we got to Alabama.
By the way, Olivia Shaw, not normally a first baseman. This is the first time in her career to play first base, and she's still getting accustomed to it. But that was a great play.
Really nice play by her and Hargis. Again, when Hargis laid back on it, I didn't think she had a prayer, but it worked out for the Dogs.
2 outs, base is empty for Lauren Johnson, who takes strike 1.
Sarah Bond's done a good job, Graham, since she came in. She's kept the Tide at bay. That's exactly what her team needs her to do. Give them a chance over in the Samford dugout to come back. Alabama's looking for more runs.
There's the first base hit that Bond has given up. Single for Lauren Johnson, who has been aboard 3 times today, hitting 9th.
Yeah, Johnson, that's exactly what you want from your 9-hole hitter. Get on base, and she's done that. She's set the table a little bit with 2 outs for the best hitter in this lineup.
Which is Audrey Vandergriff. Take strike 1. Vandergriff searching for her first base hit today, but she has reached twice.
Yeah, I think somebody might have missed a signal there. I think Johnson was supposed to steal. Vandergriff wouldn't have been doing a fake bunt there otherwise.
Hot shot to left field, back-to-back base hits for Alabama.
Nice job right here by Vandegrift, scratching where it itches. Ball's away from her. She sees the 6-hole open, squirts it through there for a base knock, and Alabama's got a 2-out rally going here in the top of the 5th. Pretty good pitch.
Larissa Pruitt at the plate with a 1-0 count.
So after out 1, out 2, now Bond gives up a couple of singles, and now she's in a trap here in the 5th.
This ball just foul. Right in front of that first base bag, 2-1.
Bond has certainly been the most effective Bulldog pitcher thus far. Trying to hold a Tide in check. The Tide trying to score some runs. Don't look now. If they hit this ball out of the ballpark and get 3 outs, they're on their way to Tuscaloosa.
Bouncing ball, nice scoop by Nelson over to first in time for the final out. So Alabama leaves a pair of runners stranded, but the Tide lead it 7-2, bottom of the 5th. Coming up next. Gives you an idea of how much the wind has been a factor today. And very rarely do you play a softball or baseball game with the gust up to 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, and it can't make up his mind. 1 minute the flag's limp, the next minute it's straight as a string. A lot of things going on. Bad weather coming in later tonight. That's why this game was moved up, so we could get the game in here, and then Alabama could get home safely to Tuscaloosa. But it's been a windy day, to say the least.
Here's the freshman Nelson leading off in the 9 spot.
See, Graham, I went jogging this morning, and my excuse for going so slow is that the wind was in my face, you know. I was going against the jet stream. That's my excuse this morning for the slow jog.
That impacted your time?
It did. I could have had a PR if it wasn't for the wind. That's my excuse for the day.
One and 2 here on Nelson. Swing and a miss. Just the 2nd strikeout total by an Alabama pitcher tonight.
Yeah, Brisky does a good job of boring in on Nelson here. This is a really nice pitch that she jams her with. You'll see the replay. That's just hard to hit. Ball's running in on you. Out 1.
Top of the order, here's Cawthorn. Dribbles a foul.
That's her MO right there. When Cawthorn is chopping the ball the other way, she's just so fleet of foot that she can beat so many of those out if they're fair.
Well, since Brisky has entered for the Tide, she's only given up 1 base hit. She has been outstanding as well in relief. 2 2/3.
And she was either mad at that last pitch or she twisted a ankle or something, but when the dugout said, hey, what's going on, she gave him the thumbs up, so I think she's okay.
1-2 on Cawthron.
Look for Cawthron, especially with 2 strikes, to continue to try to pepper the ball to the left side. Alabama has swung that way.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Brisky to begin the 5th.
Yeah, nice job by Brisky. This ball's up. Cawthron not able to catch up. Climbed the ladder, and it worked for out 2.
Joy Hubbard takes ball 1.
Down there in Albany, Georgia, if you're a native from down, you know, like you're from Mississippi, I'm from Alabama, we call it Albany, Georgia. Down there, they call it Albany.
Chopper over the circle. Nice play by Hawkins, making it look smooth and easy as Samford goes in order, 1-2-3. 5 complete, 7-2 lead, Alabama in front. The senior out of Kimberly, Wisconsin, it's Brooke Elstad. It's her 3rd different stop in her playing career. 2 seasons at St. Thomas. She was the Summit League Freshman of the Year, then played last season at Louisiana, where she was the Sun Belt Conference Newcomer of the Year.
Well, I can assure you that it is probably warmer today here than it is in St. Thomas, Minnesota, and in the great state of Wisconsin.
That's a safe bet. Falls low, 1-1.
Number 0, you know, in the old days, when I was a kid, the Blue Jays had a number 0 and a number 00 on a big league roster.
Hit in the air, right center field. Cawthron glides over. She's got it for the out.
That was a wind-aided fly ball. It would not have gone as far as it did on a normal day. The wind pushed it out. Cawthron knows that, got a good jump, caught it with 2 hands for out 1.
So 0, 00. What was your number?
My number was 30.
Why'd you pick 30?
I think that was the only one that wasn't taken or something. You know,
is that right?
Something like that. When I think I wanted 35 when I was a freshman, and it was taken. So I think 30 was the only other one that wasn't taken. So
you stuck with it your whole career.
Stuck with it.
Minors included.
I did. I think one time, I think when I got to AAA, that was taken, and I think I was 44 or something, and I said, gee whiz, I mean, 44, that's not a good number to have. That's Hank Aaron's number. I don't need that number. He was a wonderful player, and I was not.
Nice stop by Hargis. Another long throw, but this time Shaw can't come up with it. A 1-out base runner for Alabama.
Yeah, that's going to be a base hit there. Really nice job at shortstop by Hargis, and Shaw tried to stretch with her first base mitt to catch it. Just was not able to haul it in. That's Alabama's 10th hit.
And now a runner in scoring position for Alabama. So Dukeshire, after picking up her second base hit of the day, trots over to second base.
Samford can ill afford for the Tide to score any more runs. There's only 2 times left to hit for Samford University tonight. Alabama's going to try to pour it on. Left-hander getting loose in the Samford bullpen down there. Olivia Trout.
Ball and 2 strikes on Hevelin.
Bond's done a whale of a job for Samford, as has Brisky for Alabama. Since both of those young ladies have come in the game, things have tightened up significantly.
Pulled foul, 2-2 it stays.
That one almost got our cameraman down there. Give me a wave if you're all right down there, my man. No wave yet. Okay, looks like he's no worse for the wear.
Head on a
He is
swivel.
smiling. There he
you
goes.
go.
He's looking good down there. Appreciate everybody on the cameras around the ballpark, all the folks behind the scenes making it happen.
Especially on a windy day like today.
And whoever ordered the Domino's, I thank you for that too.
How much input do you have on the food selection?
0, but I do like Domino's.
That's outside for ball 4. Alabama in business with 1 out.
Alabama looking to bust this thing wide open. Again, you have the 8-run rule after 5 in collegiate softball. If Alabama scores 3 runs this inning and then gets Samford out without them scoring a run, the game will be over. Certainly Samford's trying to avoid that and try to chip their way back into this game with some crooked numbers.
The batter is Hubbard. 1 for 2 with a single and a walk.
Nice pitch there. Michaela Cothran in center field threw her arms up in the air and was like, what do we got to do? There she is. You see her there, Michaela, number 33, a little frustrated. If you're a Samford baseball fan, the Dogs are up 9-4 in the 8th inning over at the University of West Georgia.
It's up and outside, 3-1. West Georgia, first season in Division I. They're off to a good start baseball-wise.
Yeah, Division II for many years in the Gulf South Conference and have made the move to Division I.
Alabama has the bases loaded. That's the 2nd walk this inning for Sarah Pond.
Coach Curry not happy with that call. But nonetheless, Alabama has the bases loaded with 1 down, and the wind is starting to really whip now as the sun goes down, Graham. Old Glory is blowing all over the place in right field. Anything in the air is going to be quite the adventure henceforth.
Yes, it is. And a base hit here, Alabama could really put pressure on Samford, and there's a run across for the Crimson Tide. It clipped Giles. 8-2 lead, Alabama.
Yeah, that ball, you heard it up here. It hit Giles on the elbow, and Coach Curry wanted to come out and ask about it. But Alabama's in business, 8-2 tied, top 6. Coach Murphy has walked down with his lineup card. It looks like he's going to make some type of a change, maybe a pinch hitter, maybe a pinch runner. Don't know yet. Looks like a pinch hitter walking out of the dugout, putting on her back gloves. Don't see her number yet. It's number 1, and she has not swung the bat yet. She has not swung it. She put on her batting glove. She walked up to home plate. Of course, we're talking about Kennedy Marceau from Kaplan, Louisiana. Let's see if she'll take a swing before she gets it. There's 1. You young players, take your time and take a few practice cuts. There ain't no clock out here. Take a couple practice cuts and then jump in there.
Last time Alabama had the bases loaded, they could not scratch a run across. 8-2 lead for the Crimson Tide. Marceau down quickly, 0-2.
And I think that plays into not being ready. You know, you just, oh, I'm hitting. I'm going to get my back glove. We hurry in here. Take your time. Stay over in that batter's box and swing it a few times so you're ready.
Marceau was the Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year coming out of high school. She's a couple home runs and a couple doubles for the Tide this season. Line to right field. Catch is made by Hubbard. Fires it home. It'll be close. It is not in time. It's a sac fly for Marceau, and Alabama leads it now 9-2.
Nice job by Marceau knocking in the run. Megan Curry's had enough. Megan Curry's at home plate. We don't have, there's the camera. And she's sitting there saying, our catcher tagged the runner before she got to home plate. That's what she's saying. Let's see if she's right. Looks safe to me. And the call seems to be correct. But Coach Curry has had enough, and she is still in the ear of the home plate umpire. And I think the home plate umpire is pulling out his pad and pen now, giving the head coach of the Bulldogs a warning. Here's the replay coming in right here. She looks safe. She looks like she has her hand on the plate before Campbell tagged her on the wallet. But that's a run Alabama really wanted. They got it on the sac fly by Marceau.
Yeah, and that reaction by Coach Curry has just been kind of an accumulation of calls throughout the course of this game by both ways. And obviously that's a big run for Alabama. One more and Samford is down to their final 3 outs.
So give Kennedy Marceau credit. She got in there. She got 0-2, but she did fight back and do her job, knocking in a run. So a great at bat by that young lady.
Here's Lauren Johnson, who's had a big day in the 9 spot. She's been aboard 3 times. She's got 2 base hits.
Don't know if you noticed, Graham, but Katie Campbell made a smart play. The bat had been laid down by Marceau when she hit the ball, and it was in the runner's way. Katie Campbell left it there in the runner's way. That's an old trick and a smart one by the backstop for the Dogs.
Softly hit to third. Bruce with time, though, is over there in time for the final out as Alabama adds 2 more runs on 1 hit. 9-2 lead, Alabama in front of Samford. Wind has been a factor, but both teams have been able to cash in on their opportunities. Alabama double-digit hits today, and they've been able to make the most of their opportunities as Sarah Scolacci will lead off for Samford. Scolacci 0 for 2, struck out last time she was up in the 3rd inning.
Samford needs a couple of crooked numbers. 6th inning here. Got to get 3 or 4 just to stay in it.
Both runs today for Samford occurred in the 1st inning. Only 1 hit since the 2nd inning for Samford. As Jocelyn Brisky has been outstanding. 3 1/3 in relief, 3 strikeouts. Ground ball to Hawkins, 1 away.
Yeah, Hawkins right there in that sweet spot. Understands that she can't lay back on the ball with Squillace's speed, so she charges, short hops it, and makes a strong throw to first for out one.
Here's Olivia Shaw. Or rather, Katie Campbell. Shaw's on deck.
Campbell hit a rocket to left field earlier in the game, right at Vandegrift. She barely had to move.
Over the circle, Hawkins airmails the throw to first, and Samford has a one-out base runner.
Yeah, and Hawkins is a wonderful player, but she wishes she had this back. Squillace, the player before, you would have tried to turn it loose like this, but Campbell is not fleet of foot, so you want to take one more shuffle, set your feet, throw to first. Hawkins knows that. She's a good player. She'll learn from that, and the next time she'll do it better.
Yeah, she knew it right away. She was looking at the Alabama dugout, saying, that one's on me. Looks like we'll have a new runner on first base for Samford. It's Katie Hart, the junior from Hoover, Alabama, Birmingham Southern transfer.
Yeah, Katie played for Coach Curry last year at Birmingham Southern and came over from Birmingham Southern to Samford with Coach Curry.
The batter is number 7, Olivia Shaw.
So one out, runner on first base for Olivia Shaw. Jumps on the first pitch, sends it in the bullpen.
Olivia Shaw had a good tournament down to Florida Gator Invitational last weekend, where Samford had a great weekend.
Yeah, she really did. 8 hits in that tournament. By the way, she was a shortstop in high school and is just quite the athlete that they got her at first base this season at Samford.
Yeah, one thing about shortstops is you can pretty much play them anywhere. I mean, they're so athletic, and there's, you know, there's exceptions to every rule, but shortstops can really play, and you can put them in the outfield, second base, third, short, first.
Diving stop by Hubbard over to second. It's in time to get Hart for out number 2.
Yeah, good job by Hubbard here. Not sure if we'll see the replay. She does a great job just getting up on her knees and flipping this ball to second base to Evelyn. Here you see, watch her get up on her knee and flip it. Good softball there by the third sacker for the tie.
Greer Bruce hits the post behind home plate.
Played with a guy from Long Beach State. He said anytime you hit a pole, that's good luck.
Is that right?
We'll see if that holds true.
Runner on the move. Sent out a play for strike 2. Oh, actually a catch is made there deep in the corner. For the final out, it was brought in by Larissa Pruitt. 9-2, Alabama in front of Samford. Top of the 7th in Birmingham, Alabama, with a 7-run lead over Samford. Top of the order for the Crimson Tide. 9 runs on 10 hits. Line drive, base hit up the middle. 3rd hit of the ball game for Audrey Vandegrift.
Yeah, it's very obvious why Vandegrift is hitting so high. She just takes what the pitcher gives her his tall fields, and that's going to bring up a pinch hitter for the Tide, number 17, Riley Valentine.
Junior from Phoenix, Arizona, Texas A&M transfer. Runner on the move, throw down by the catcher. Campbell, it's not there. Second stolen base tonight for Vandegrift.
Best throw of the day by Campbell, close play. Hargis slaps the tag, but Vandegrift a little too fast, and she's safe, and she's on second with no outs.
Already 27 stolen bases before conference play for Vandegrift. Swing and a miss. It's a strikeout for Sarah Bond.
One of the best pitches Sarah Bond has thrown today. Fools Valentine
Sarah Bond for the first out of the inning.
for out one.
Now batting, number 0, Brooke Elstead.
Here's that pitch to Valentine. She kind of pulled the string on that for a strike.
Brooke Elstad at the plate. Pops out of the mid of Katie Campbell. Vandegrift takes third base.
Yeah, that's going to be a pass ball. Certainly a ball that should have been caught. Elstad looking to knock in Vandegrift for the 10th run. Infield in for the Dogs. Trying to cut down Vandegrift at home plate.
Ground ball hit to Nelson at second, over to first in time. Vandegrift stays put at third base.
And I don't want to jinx her with one more out to go in this inning, Graham, but I cannot even say strongly enough what a great job Sarah Bond has done in this game. Alabama's a quality opponent, Southeastern Conference. She has really done a whale of a job against the Tide hitters so far.
Here's Dukeshire. Yeah, Bond tonight, 4 1/3 in relief. Only giving up a couple runs. That hit the bat of Dukeshire, 1-1.
Well, I don't know if it hit the knob or the handle, but it certainly did hit the bat. Wind picking up here.
Fly ball right field. Hubbard ranging over, makes the catch for the final out as Alabama leaves the runner stranded on third. Samford down to their final 3 outs. 9-2 lead for Alabama. Bottom of the 7th, 9-2 our score. Alabama leads Samford. So for the Bulldogs, their final 3 outs to work with. It'll be the bottom portion of the lineup. And after tonight, Alabama returns to Tuscaloosa for another tournament as Samford will have a leadoff runner reach to begin the 7th.
Yeah, nice job by Lindsey Hargis. Ball deflected off of third baseman for the Tide, Hubbard, and squirted past Hawkins into left field. Leadoff single for the Dogs.
Second base hit tonight, by the way, for Hargis as Addison Smith at the plate.
That one squirted over by the Alabama dugout. There is screening in front of that dugout, so I don't think it struck anyone.
After tonight, by the way, Samford, they will not have a home game for a while, not for a couple of weeks. Their next home game will be in SoCon play when they take on Mercer.
Yeah, been an interesting scheduling situation this year for Coach Curry. Played a lot of preseason tournaments.
Two-two chop foul by Smith. Softly hit, foul. Well, tonight, Samford, good start. Both runs in the first inning and had opportunities at moments throughout the course of this one, but could not quite get that timely hit.
Yeah, and too many runs early by the Tide, and they were able to extend the lead.
These two teams will meet again, by the way. They will meet in Tuscaloosa in early April. That's upstairs for ball four. So now the first two have reached for Samford.
Yeah, not what you want to be doing if you're Brisky. She's done a wonderful job of pitching so far this evening, but you certainly don't want to be walking folks when you're up by 7 runs in the 7th.
First walk allowed by an Alabama pitcher tonight.
With no outs, the batter is number 30, Ella Nelson.
Ella Nelson steps in with nobody out. 2 runners on base. Megan Curry is ecstatic about her bright future. She says she's got the best hands of anybody that she's ever been around. Big reason why she's been the day 1 starter at second base for Samford this season. Ground ball up the middle. Could this be 2? There's 1. Relay over in time by Hawkins. 4-6-3 double play. Hargis advances to third base.
Yeah, the Crimson Tide throwing the lever right here. Nice job in the middle of the diamond by the middle infield tandem. You'll see this. Watch the glove work here. Hevlin, Hawkins over to first. To Duke Schur for out 2, excuse me.
Top of the order, Michaela Cawthorn with an 0-1 count. Cawthorn 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. And that's how we will wrap this one up as Alabama goes on the road and beats Samford in Birmingham 9-2. Final thoughts?
Yeah, pretty good pitching by Alabama, especially Brisky. Samford scored some runs early, but the crooked numbers that the Tide put up early were the difference as they win this one tonight 9-2.
So for my partner, E.J. Brophy, and for our great crew at Samford, Graham Doty signing off. Once again, final score, Alabama 9, Samford 2. This has been a presentation of ESPN.